Rich. Can you hear me? Rich, Dana. I just wanted to say hello.
That's all we're going to let him say for the night. There's been way too many speeches that he's completely screwed up, so that's all he's allowed to say for tonight. But we're glad he's here, back to Israel. So we've heard way too many nice things said about Rich tonight, so we thought we might change the pace a little bit. We're four, and Coop sitting down now, 5 of Rich's friends from Michigan who have had the rare opportunity to know this unique individual over the last 10 years. Before we proceed, we want to thank Marcia and Erwin for hosting tonight's dinner. We're extremely excited to continue the celebration tomorrow night, and thanks to Sandy and Mitchell for what we're sure will be a special evening. So, amongst our friends, we have an ongoing debate over who is the most normal of the group. Now, this would seemingly not be a difficult claim to stake, given that we're talking about a group of 28-year-olds who, one of which still watches professional wrestling, one who's scared to use a urinal, one who won't put his head underwater in a pool, one who gets completely naked every time he goes to the bathroom, another who's petrified of strippers and exclusively takes 6 a.m. flight home from bachelor parties, which we've had many of. Anyway, our buddy Rich often likes to argue that he is the most normal of the group. However, those of us who know him well know that this really couldn't be further from the truth.
Now, we can stand up here and tell you that Rich is so hairy that during a fraternity pledge event where all 33 of us sat downstairs in our boxers in the basement, the pledge master kept screaming at Rich to take off his sweater. Or the time that Rich, his house steward, got into a little altercation over a white slice of pizza. Or the time that Rich chose to throw up in a pitcher in Ann Arbor bar rather than fight through the crowd to get to the bathroom. However, we thought the best insight into the personality of Richard Markman Siegel was to briefly run through a list of Rich's favorite things. Only by understanding the interests of the man will you truly be able to appreciate how not normal he is. To help illustrate, we prepared a brief slideshow of Rich's favorite things. Dana, don't say we didn't warn you.
Alright, so I think we're starting at these slides, and I'm embarrassed that I have to go through the stuff that's not normal and nerdy, because I enjoy all this stuff too, so I'll pretend that I don't. But I'm just reminded of an incident when we were at one of our friends' bachelor parties in Puerto Rico a little more than a year ago, and it was Brian, Rich, and myself, and normally people on bachelor parties are drinking or going to cockfights or gambling, but we were in the pool talking about internet download speeds that were available to us in New York City. And there was a guy standing next to us who was in the pool, and he just came out of nowhere and said, either you guys have run out of stuff to talk about, or the biggest nerds in the entire world. Run through some of Rich's favorite things. So we can just click on them one by one. I'll give the motion when it's done so you get some color. So let's click it. Okay, so Rich loves airplanes. Not this type of airplane, Rich just loves physical airplanes. Nothing that weird about it, but he really spends a lot of time and a lot of energy talking about planes, how they're run, how the air highways work, etc. Loves air traffic control. Everything there is to it. The logistics are just... and hold on. Let's go back to the airport pickup. This is a Seinfeldian thing, so there's not anything weird about that, but Rich loves the idea of executing the perfect pickup. That's evidenced by, about 2 weeks ago, we had an annual summer weekend out in the Hamptons for all us in the Michigan guys. And Rich and I were driving out from the city, and we wanted to pick up Brian at the airport. And we thought we had it down, that we were going to be like, we didn't even have to stop the car. We could just kick open the door, and Brian was going to pop in. And I was excited, but it's not about me. He was way more excited that this was going to go as smoothly as possible. We ended up waiting about 2 hours. But still, the idea was there. Okay, Boeing still safe stuff with airplanes, documentaries on Boeing. Okay, next, cell phones, yes. I spend more time talking to Rich about cell phones than I've talked about anything in my entire life with anyone cumulatively. So we spend a lot of time emailing about cell phones. When the next iPhone 5 is coming out, September, we're on top of it. Cell phone towers. Cell phone towers, and more importantly, if we go to the next slide, and one more after that, Spectrum. Hold on this slide, because I know that Rich is going to ask me to email him this image later on. Because I don't know if he's seen this before. Rich, have you seen this? The allocation of American Spectrum? So, on that same ride where we picked up Brian, we spent the first hour and a half talking about how the whole Spectrum allocation thing was going to work, but I digress. We spent a lot of FedEx. Not this. Next one. Oh, sorry. And I'm done.
Go back. So obviously Rich loves Spectrum, he loves all things cell phones. We can go to the next one. Right. Rich's next favorite thing is FedEx. Obviously, when we were in Vail skiing, we were having lunch one day. Rich was taken back completely by the fact that there was a FedEx guy there delivering the packages on time. So it's not so much this that he likes about FedEx or UPS, but it's this guy, how they execute. The fact that they're in control and always deliver everything on time. Completely, this is amazing to Rich. It's one of his favorite things. Right, he loves FedEx, everything about FedEx. And now everybody who knows Rich knows that Rich is probably the most efficient person, easily the most efficient person in this room, easily the most efficient person that everybody knows. He has everything planned out, everything mapped out to a T. The 4 of us, 5 of us, including Coops, the only way that we've been able to survive the last 10 years is because of Rich and his efficiency, his ability to organize, his ability to coordinate everything for us. And this picture was actually taken when we were in Vail visiting Coops one year, all of us having a fun time, and Rich was on his phone planning out the itinerary for us, second by second. One of the things that he planned out for us was, back 1 second, one more, planning, organizing, coordinating, and his group trips to the grocery store. Group trips to the grocery store have become a staple of all of our trips. As soon as we land anywhere, the first thing we do is get in the car, go to the nearest grocery store, load up with as much food as we can possibly get. Rich is in charge. Now out in the Hamptons, I'm not sure who else has been there, but they have this thing where you can sort of shoot with a gun as to what you can have. Rich loves this. So when we're out skiing, obviously we said Rich's favorite part about the ski trips with his friends, not look how much fun we're all having out here, but that's not his favorite part. His favorite part is one more back, one more. Next one is, yes, nope. One back, one back, yes, playing the ski trip. Where are we going? When are we going? And in what order are we going? And I'm going to pass the microphone to Andrew.
These guys have been really harsh on Rich, so he does have some more normal interests, like craps. You know, a lot of people like gambling, throwing dice, and having a good time like these people, but this isn't what the part of craps that Rich likes. This is what Rich likes. The odds. That same trip to Puerto Rico, instead of being out till 5 a.m. gambling, enjoying the nightlife, Rich was calculating odds for the crab table with his friends and coming up with the optimal strategy. Rich also loves being the commissioner. The commissioner of what? He doesn't care. As long as he's in charge, that's all he needs. Rich, when we go out to dinner with friends, it doesn't matter where we're eating, it doesn't matter what we're eating, just where Rich is sitting at the table. That defines the evening. Rich likes the NFL. You know, a lot of people like professional football. Rich's favorite participants in the football game aren't people like Eli Manning, it is referee Ed Hockey. I will get text messages during games, not about touchdowns, not about catches, but about Ed Hockley's description of penalties. You've never seen a kid get more excited about something in your entire life. And last of all, Rich loves Dana. And in all seriousness, we feel very fortunate to count Rich as one of our friends. And not just because he's willing to organize activities and increase the efficiencies of our daily lives. Rich is a great friend and knows how to have a great time, and we're all honored to be standing next to him tomorrow. We're also thrilled that he's found Dana. Dana is sweet as can be, fun and nice, and she also knows how to make fun of Rich for being a nerd. We are very excited for tomorrow, and we couldn't be happier to be a part of the celebration. So if everyone could raise their glass for a toast to the bride and groom for a lifetime of health and happiness.